In a world where zombies, ghosts, serial killers, and vampires all exist, welcome to the Don't Go Out There Horror Movie Podcast.
Back, everybody, to the Don't Go Out There Horror Movie Review Podcast. Just want to thank everybody who's been listening and tuning in. Tonight we have a really special guest. This morning we dropped our Halloween 2018 review. We went really in depth with that movie. We gave our thoughts on the scene by scene. We gave fan theory thoughts for the next films in the franchise. And we got a special guest. I don't know if y'all remember the young kid in the movie who actually got killed by Michael Lumpy, and the kid with his dad who found all the patients on the side of the road. The young man's name is Vince Mattis. Why don't you go ahead and just tell us about yourself, man?
Well, my name is Vince Mattis, which you've already said. I actually just turned 17 like 3 days ago, so that's cool. I live in South Carolina, and I think I've been acting for like 2 years, I think. And Halloween was actually my first job, but yeah. Oh, also, I've done martial arts for 10 years, and I also do hip hop dancing.
Well, man, I appreciate you coming on. Why don't you tell me how did you get into acting, man? What made you?
So, my mom, she went to like there's a school called SCAD in Savannah, and she was an actress. Like all throughout her childhood, kind of like did a lot of theater and stuff like that. And growing up, I've always been pretty energetic and outgoing towards people, and I always felt like the only job I could really think of when people would ask what do you want to do for a career, I was like acting. And I know a lot of people think that, but I just felt like my personality fit well with just that kind of lifestyle and also just like the energy. So I remember doing a few, I think, summer like acting camps in Asheville, North Carolina. My grandfather has a house there, and he's like, "Let's get you into some acting programs." And there was a Nickelodeon agent at one of these, uh, like I guess performances, and she told my parents, "Hey, here's my card. Give me a call if you need whatever." And my dad was a single father at the time, so he never gave her a call because and during that time, you would have to go to like Florida or go to California to audition in person.
Right.
But nowadays, literally, I just did an audition today. Right here in my room, I do all my auditions, and that's
Oh,
even how I
wow.
did for Halloween. So yeah, there's a lot of self-tape auditions. And so yeah, 3 years pass, and I think I'm like 14 years old, and I'm like, okay, Dad, if I want to do this acting thing, let's start now because I think this is a good age to start. So he's like, okay. So we called up a local agent called the Coastal Talent Agency, and that's out of Charleston, South Carolina.
Mhm.
And this lady named Linda said, okay, cool, you have to audition for me to see if like you're worth my time. So I did. She liked me. Then she sent me my first like audition opportunity, and the name of it was like I think Uncle Orange or something like that. Like I had a code name. And so I didn't know it was for Halloween. I knew what Halloween was. My dad always has been like, Halloween is the best horror movie, Freddy Krueger sucks, da da da. And I remember like 3 months before I got this job, he was like, let's watch the whole movie all the way through. So I did, and I thought it was great. And then I get this opportunity for this job. I have no clue what it is. And it was such a bad audition. I don't even know because I think what happened, they already casted the kid, and then the kid backed out last minute because he got a bigger job. So they were
Oh,
like really trying to find somebody, right? So I so happened to be auditioning and just got in the acting business. So I did an audition. I had a freaking hat, like a ball cap, backwards on my head, which you're not really supposed to audition with a hat, but I didn't know that at the time. And I was in this like in a chair, and they like, okay, you're in a car. Like the script was just like you're in a car driving with your dad, and a bus almost hits you the opposite direction. So as you can see, like that's different from what happened in the movie.
right.
So they like did a bit. They didn't say anything about mental patients at all. They were
Oh,
just like
wow.
football. Oh, I missed football practice, and then go, whoa, Dad, look out! And then a bus almost hits you, and you're like, whoa. So that was the scene. So then my agent was like, "Oh, hey, they actually liked you. They want to do like a Skype with you, basically, right? And they're gonna give you some notes, stuff like that." So I went on this Skype, and it was the casting director for Halloween, and he said, I did the scene, and this time it was changed a little bit. This time it did talk about mental patients, but I still didn't
Mhm.
know what this was for. And he's like, okay, now I want you to just act like this was not in the script. He just said, now try to do the best you can and like act like you're getting strangled. I'm like, what the crap? What? Like, what do you mean? He's like, act like you're getting strangled. He's like, go as over the top as you can. He's like, we can tell you if to like dim it down or not, but just go as big as you can and act like you're getting strangled in this car seat. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay. So I had to do the whole scene over again and then act like someone grabbed me and then do it, which was really weird. But yeah, and then my agent called me and she said, hey, you got the job. And she's like, and my dad's like, you're not gonna believe what it's for. You're not gonna believe what it's for. I'm like, what? And he's like, they're making a new Halloween. I was like, oh shit, no crap. I was like, what the heck? And during that callback, he asked me, he's like, would you be willing to like shave your head for a role? I was like, yeah, I'll do anything. I don't care.
Right.
Right? Um, so I have long hair and stuff like that, and they made me shave my head when I remember David Gordon Green, the director, he saw me, he's like, can you take your head off? And I did, and my hair like was like, oh, someone's coming in. That's my dad right there.
All good. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, let's keep that there. Okay. So anyways, where was I? Oh, the casting or David Gordon Green, the director, my hair flopped out of the hat and he's like, we're gonna need to cut it. I'm like, oh no. And yeah, they put me in a chair and they just shaved my head. Actually, a lot of people at school was like, you look just like 11. And it's funny, you have an 11 painting. Like, literally everybody looked like 11. And yeah, so that was just like I don't know, there's so much this I could talk for like 2 hours about what the experience was. But anyways, yeah, we filmed it. It was from like 6 at night to like 2 in the morning. I was super tired. Um it is a tiring process. Like if you get like if I were to get like a lead role, it'd be a lot of work. And I remember yeah, it was crazy. Um but yeah, I got to talk to like the guy who played Michael Myers and stuff. He's
Right.
just a regular guy. We ate lunch. Lunch is at like 9 o'clock because that's like the work. I can't explain it. They call it lunch, but it's at 9 o'clock at night. So like, let's go eat lunch, and then we go back and then film later into the night. And yeah, he's just eating lunch with an eyeball that's messed up and stuff. Pretty funny. Um,
That's
but
awesome.
yeah, I don't know what other questions. I kind of just rambled there for like ever.
No, that's no problem. That's the best interviews when the interviewee just rambles. Or the third, you kind of touched on this, but were you a fan of the Halloween franchise before this?
Yeah, I think I was. I don't know. You guys probably know a YouTube channel called Watch Mojo, and
Yep.
when I was
Mhm.
like 12 or 13, I was like, I was scared of horror movies until I started watching like countdown videos of like horror movie deaths. For some reason, it
Hmm.
fascinated me to watch people die. I was like, that's so cool. And so yeah, they would talk about all sorts of movies like The Exorcist and Halloween. I remember that being a big one and all that stuff. And so that's how I knew of Halloween for a while. And then my dad showed me the full movie like right before the job. But yeah.
So you kind of talked about a little bit about this already. The next question was, we're going to ask you how you got the role in Halloween 2018. But I kind of want to know now. I kind of want to know what's your favorite scary movie?
I like The Shining.
Okay,
Oh
all right,
wow. Okay.
nice.
I think it's great. I don't know, in my opinion, it I don't know, it's so good. Every time I watch it, I'm just like, yes, it's so good. I don't know.
All right.
Yeah.
Here's the next question I got for you, man. What was it? You kind of touched on all this in that rant, but it's good stuff, man. What was it
Yeah.
like being in a Halloween movie, an iconic slasher franchise? You were in the
Well,
front seat and Michael
yeah.
Myers was right behind you. How was that? Like, what went through
well,
your head?
well, it was all surreal, really. Like being on the set, my dad was like tearing up. Like
I bet.
it was a crazy experience. Like there's nothing like it. And I remember like when they did say it's for Halloween, I just remember like being scared because I know it's a franchise and I know there's like a cult following for Halloween. And I'm like, even though it's just one little scene, people are still gonna judge it and people are still gonna look at the scene and like it's this new movie and it's a big deal. So at first I was scared, but then once I was there, once we started shooting some, like once we started the cameras rolling and stuff like that, it really was just so much fun. And it didn't feel like a big, like it was actually a pretty low budget movie, and it didn't feel like a big deal. Like it was surreal, but it really just felt like a bunch of artists working together to make this vision. And then once you see it on the big screen, it's like totally different. Like it was just weird to see like from the actor side of things, and then seeing what it looked like on screen. It was just completely, I don't know. It was crazy.
Um, that's awesome. So there is also a there's kind of like an unwritten rule with all the slasher franchises, where I mean a lot of young kids just don't ever get killed. Um, Obviously that's changed. So how did it feel really to? I mean, I don't know if you've ever really even thought about it, but how does it feel to be like the only really young kid that's ever died in any of these slasher franchises? Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I didn't actually really know I was like the first to be killed. I was a kid, and then I found out like a little bit later that I was like the first. I think actually in Halloween, I think it was called Season of the Witches or whatever.
Yeah,
Two kids died.
we don't count that one.
Yeah, there's no
Okay, well,
there's no Michael Myers in that one, so we don't
I was
count.
the first one to die from Michael Myers.
Right,
So
there you go. Okay.
yeah, that was pretty crazy. I remember a lot of people on set being like, I remember the director being like, they're never going to expect it because we don't kill little, kids or whatever.
That's
So I
right.
was like, huh, interesting. So, yeah, I just remember like trying to, well, originally I was supposed to just like be suffocated. And then in post production, when I was watching the movie, they wanted, I guess, to like cut out, they wanted to make it a little shorter. So they just added like a crunching sound. So my neck snapped, I
Oh wow.
guess is what I said. But originally it was just me getting suffocated. And yeah, the thing, okay, so I think his name is James Jude McCourtney, and I met him in real life, so I should know his name.
Right.
And he was like kind of directing me a little bit to help me, like, because I would kind of lose my air too fast, right? So he's like, try to draw out a little more, like really struggle, really try to, attack back, And I remember David Gordon Green was like, why don't you like, he would basically hold me like here. He wouldn't really put a lot of pressure on my neck, and I would move myself. Like, when I get my head hit on the window and stuff like that,
Yeah.
I was moving myself really, and he was kind of going along with it. His hands were kind of just like freely moving on me. Um, and I know like a thing that I would always do, like walking down the street, I would always scare people and act like I hit my face on like a pole or something. So I'm kind of like I kind of knew how to do that. So I wasn't actually really hitting my head on the window, but I kind of tried to sell it like I was. And then
Okay.
they added sound effects and stuff.
So that actually was James Hugh Courtney back there strangling you, and not like a man or anything, or
No, that was actually the actor
awesome,
throughout the whole movie. And
awesome.
I think they used the original actor, but only for a few scenes. He was the
Right,
main. He was the main Michael Myers, the one that the gray hair and everything, and all that stuff was him.
right.
Yeah.
Hey, before we go to the next question, and I hope this doesn't come across weird, but you know how like you go on like IMDb or YouTube, you go into the rabbit holes or whatever, Instagram. I think we started discussing we're going to review this movie, and I came across your page somehow, and I saw where you posted to go see Halloween or whatever, and I sent this conversation that you had with another fan to the group chat we're in, and the guy said, "Did Michael kill you?" And he said yes. And then he's like, "I thought Michael didn't kill kids." And he says he does in this. Just watch if you haven't already, and you'll see. Or wait till the scene is up on YouTube. And then we all just got a good laugh because they said, "Why didn't you just run away like the little black kid?" And you was like, "I was trapped in the car and he was strong as fuck."
That's true. True. Oh wait, was that a comment on like a picture or something?
Yeah, that was you posted a picture like when the movie came out or whatever of you in it, I guess. And I just
Yeah.
started reading the comments on it, and you said I was trapped in the car and he was strong AF. We was dying laughing whenever we saw that.
Like, I was in the car. I noticed by the time he grabs me, I can't run away. I'm like, I guess the guy didn't see the movie because I was like, yeah, go watch the movie because you'll see that I literally could not. Like, you see how strong he is, and Michael Myers is like unhuman with his strength. So it's like, I don't think I would have been able to get out of that situation if I tried.
Hey, before we go to the next question, can you just tell me about like the shooting the doctor part? Like how did all that go down?
Oh yeah, I always forget that part even happened. Um,
You should have
this is
killed the
just
doctor.
Yeah.
so what they would do is they would film like the whole scene in like one take basically. What they do is like they'd have the dialogue of me calling the police or whatever.
Hmm.
hmm
They would film me coming out of the car. They'd film me interacting with the cop on the ground who's dying. Then I would move off camera, off frame, right? And then they'd have me do some jumping jacks to get out of breath, and then have me run back in frame and run like this back to
Okay.
the car. I would get in the car, then I would get strangled. So okay, so they would do that all in one take basically.
Oh, okay.
And then there was a lot of times where it was just like a close up or something like that. I don't know. They did so much. I had to repeat the same thing so many times. You guys don't understand. But the shooting specifically, let me get back on track here. The shooting, yeah. So it was a bus that was like turned into a ditch, right? And it really throws off your equilibrium because like when you walk onto a bus that's tilted, it's really kind of hard to walk straight in there.
Right.
It's really weird. And so yeah, I had a blank, and when the doctor was in front of me, there was no blank or anything. It wouldn't do anything.
hmm
Obviously,
Uh,
there's like risks with blanks and that it could actually injure
right.
people. So they would have the guy go, "Don't shoot," and I would go, "Boom!" I would actually yell, "Bang!" like that with my mouth. They said, "Yell bang," and then there was a person outside of the bus who would flash a really bright light, basically, like onto the bus to mimic the effect of like a flashbang from the or like the muzzle flash from the gun.
Okay.
But then there was other takes where the guy wouldn't be there, and I would just go, "Oh shit!" Boom, and I would shoot an actual blank bullet at nothing, and then I would run off. The one thing that kind of sucks though about that part is that there was a couple takes that I wish they used, but I don't know how it looked like when you actually watch it. But I'm supposed to go, "Oh fuck!" Like you're supposed to see my face, and then I run off. But they kind of like clipped it out, and they kind of like put my voice over me just running out like this, "Oh fuck," like that, like going out. It'd been a little funnier if I was just like, "Oh shit!" Like saw my reaction of killing, so like I thought I killed someone, you know. But yeah, that was the shooting scene of shooting the guy. Oh, the way that they got him to look like he got shot, that was just CGI.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Okay. CGI. Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
The
there
next
was no
question. Go.
yeah,
Say that one more time. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
there was no prosthetics on him or anything like that. That was all CGI. There was never
Oh,
there.
that's pretty
Okay.
cool.
He would just
What
go.
was what was your favorite on-set moment you had?
I think it was. I don't know. I feel like a lot of the fun happened before they would say action. You know, when you're like talking to people and you're like, "We're doing Halloween right now. Holy crap, this is cool." And I think there was one time when I was doing the jumping jacks to get out of breath for when I went back to the car, and I started like dancing a little bit, and everybody like started laughing. They thought it was like super funny. Um, there was one moment that was pretty funny where when I get into the car, the barrel of the gun gets like, you know how like steering wheels have like empty space basically
Hmm.
sometimes. So I like went in and it went right in between the steering wheel and I was like trying to get it out. But we did the whole thing. I didn't stop, but like I could not get the freaking muzzle out of the steering wheel. So it was super awkward. I was like, oh, and then I threw it down and then yeah. But I mean stuff like that happens though. Sometimes you just like have awkward moments.
Oh yeah, it happens, man.
So, I mean, you know that your work on this movie's done, and I'm sure you know you're moving on to other stuff. But what do you have any thoughts on the franchise, the rest of the Halloween franchise? You know, they're coming out with obviously another one this year. Do you have
Well,
any
all I
thoughts on that, or?
like the first one was the best. uh, for sure. I don't know. What do you guys? What is your favorite horror movie? Both of you. I want to ask you guys.
Oh, we actually just answered this a couple shows ago. My favorite horror movie, which is hard to question because I love so many of them, you know. But
Yeah.
I chose the first Saw movie because I love the Saw franchise the best.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But I love
Mhm.
The Conjuring 2 as well, and I love Jason movies. I love this movie. This is my
Okay.
favorite Halloween in the whole franchise.
Is it really? Wow.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
go ahead,
Yeah.
Brian.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way with just loving a lot of different types of movies. Like over the years, my favorites changed a lot. Here and there. It's mostly like now it's what movie can I watch over and over and over again and not get tired of. Which lately it's the 2000 make of Friday the 13th. That's really probably my favorite one right at the moment.
Wait,
So
2000 remake. Wait, what year was it?
2009.
2009 Friday the 13th remake. Okay.
Yeah.
Isn't that like the super buff guy? He's like super buff.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
dude, just
Oh, yeah.
him and he's like destroying. He like doesn't he like burn a woman in like a sleeping bag or something like that?
Yes, it does.
See, I know some.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're allowed to even talk on, the next two Halloweens, but I kind of had two fan theories we talked about last night.
Yeah.
The first one was, I think, the male podcaster Adam. I don't know if you've seen the whole Saw franchise, but in Saw 4, Agent Perez, she gets shot in the face with a Billy doll, and you think she's dead, but she comes back in the 5th or 6th one or whatever. I kind of think the male podcaster lived, because it shows Dana getting strangled in the bathroom stall, but it just shows him. It just shows him propped up against the wall with his. He's just. Yeah, it looks like he just got his ass beat. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a fan theory. I don't know if it's true or not. And my next fan theory is, I think Lori or Karen's going to die in the next one. Don't say nothing, because I don't want you to get in trouble.
I mean, I know no information on this next one.
Oh, okay.
I'm not part of it. But when I did get this job, they did give me the whole script for the movie,
Mhm.
but I didn't read it. Part out of like wanting just to watch it on my own, and part of being lazy. Like I was just gonna wait to see it,
I don't blame you.
Pretty sure there was actually an ending. I think they actually reshot everything. Actually, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because like if you look in the trailer, there's a shot of like Lori like blocking a stab from Michael. I don't know if you watch the trailer. Like there's a shot there that's not in the movie.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure they changed a bunch of stuff in there.
Yeah.
Sure.
I actually met Jamie Lee Curtis. I don't know if I told you. I don't think I told you guys that.
Yeah,
No, you
talk
didn't.
about that. Talk about that. Meeting Lori
Yeah,
Strode.
so
How was that?
it was awesome. So this is kind of confusing. So we filmed like the getting strangled, the bus stuff, talking to the dead cop, all that stuff. Basically the whole scene. Right? And then a month later, we film the dialogue about me dancing separately. A month later.
Oh wow.
So yeah. And that's when we did the dancing stuff, Jamie Lee Curtis was literally standing like 100 feet back behind that car.
Well, that's cool.
So yeah, we got on set to film that, and we hear like one of the operator guys saying, "Oh, are you gonna pick Jamie up from her hotel?" I was like, "Did not know she was gonna be today. What the heck?" I'm in the trailer. They're shaving my. Or I'm in like the hair trailer, and they're shaving my head again because it grew out a little bit. I'm like, and I hear someone say, "Oh, that's the little boy you were looking for," or something like that. And I turn around, and it's Jamie Lee Curtis, and she's like, "I've been expecting to meet you," and I'm like, "Oh gosh," I'm like, "Oh, it's an honor to meet you, Miss Curtis." And she's like, "I've heard that this is like your first job." She's like, "It's really hard to come out, on your first job and deliver." And she's like, "And you delivered." She's like, "I'm proud of you for that." And then she gave me a kiss on the forehead. So I have not watched this part. But yeah, it was super cool. And then I got to see her get her wig put on like right next to me. So that was pretty cool. And she got to watch me do that scene. And yeah, I don't know, it was just great. And yeah, so with the dance stuff, that was improv. That was just made up on the spot. And you could tell there's some other areas of the movie that are improv too. I think like the part where the guys are eating sandwiches. Remember that part?
Right.
Yep.
I actually met that cop guy. The one with the Vietnamese sandwich. I met him at a little conference. He's super nice. He's also like a South Carolina guy, and also the little black kid probably had some improv lines. I think the clip in the toenail stuff was improv too. But
that's
yeah,
awesome.
so originally I was like I'm missing football practice for this. Oh, why didn't this team beat this team? Oh, whatever. And then he's like, well, how about you just like he's like, you're a dancer, right? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, why don't you just talk about dance and how you missed dance class or something like that? And he's like, okay, ready, go. And me and my father, who looks like my grandfather, we did
Yeah.
we just went for like 5 minutes and just did this talk. We talked about they cut so much out. We talked about so much stuff. We talked about Justin Timberlake at one point in a Halloween. Why are we talking about Justin Timberlake in Halloween? I don't know. But yeah, it was pretty funny. And the guy who plays my dad, I remember there was kind of funny moment. I'm not throwing shade or anything, but it's kind of funny. I remember he was supposed to say a line and it was I think it was lock the door, call the cops and lock the door, something like that. And he kept saying it like really weird. He kept being like, call the cops, lock the door. And then he would go off. But it was just kind of like unnatural.
Right.
So the director had to like, I was trying to sit there staying in character. And the director was like, faster, faster. Come on, say it faster. Don't say it weird like that. Say it faster. So you're just trying to get him to say like, call the cops, lock the door. Like in kind of like an angsty way, But that was kind of funny. And I actually remember, I remember specific shots that we did or like different takes, and I remember there was one that was from that one take where he was doing that. I forgot what else I was going to say. I could say so much, but I don't know. You got any more? Because
Yeah,
I totally don't.
I got a couple of random questions just came to my mind. It's not about this movie or not.
Right.
Popeyes or Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich, which is better?
Never had Popeyes, but I want to.
Yeah.
Okay. You say you're from South Carolina. Are you a college football fan? Clemson or South Carolina? Or do you not care about college football?
I know Clemson. I know everybody cares about Clemson, South Carolina here, but like I don't. My dad is a football fan, so I'm not as much as a football fan. But if I had to pick between Clemson and I don't like. I would say Clemson. I've been to a Gamecocks game actually, but how can you like Gamecocks if they're they have a chant in the stadium where one side says "go" and the other side says "Cox" and like I just can't. So
Oh wow.
like go Cox go. I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah. Brian, you got any more random questions? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I guess Clemson has been better these last years too. They've made it to the national championship or whatever. But
Oh yeah, we're Florida State fans.
yeah.
We know how good they've been.
So you guys are from Florida?
Yeah. I'm in Tallahassee.
Tallahassee, okay. What is Tallahassee like? Does it look like Georgia kind of because it's not on the water?
Yeah, kind of. I mean,
Or does it look like Florida? Like, does it look like Florida?
well, there's two different kinds of Florida. There's the tropical Florida, and then there's North Florida, where it's a lot of oak and pine trees and Spanish moss,
Yeah.
kind of like Carolina. I'm sure.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Brian, you got any more questions before you ask him this last one?
All right, so the last thing, and I want to ask him, this is just strictly Drew can't be here, and Drew asked this to every guest that we have, but have you seen the movie Scream, first off?
Yes.
Do you consider it a horror movie?
Oh, it's borderline comedy, in my opinion. I don't know.
Wow.
It's a slasher. I would say it's a slasher, yes, because slashers do comedy in it, I think, and I would say the first scene is more horror movie than the rest, but the rest of it is like Scooby Doo shit. I don't know. I would say the best part of the movie, in my opinion, is the first scene with Drew Barrymore or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what Adam Marcus said.
No, it's a great scene, but I think the rest of it, like my stepmom and I make jokes about. There's like a shot in the movie where he's like creeping in the forest, the killer, and he like looks at the camera and then he like goes off, and we always make fun of that for some reason because it's just so stupid. I don't know.
Our co-host will love that you said that. Just so you know.
I think it's goofy, but I would consider it a horror or a slasher. I would consider it a slasher. I think that's different than horror in my opinion.
Okay. Okay.
Well, before we got one more question. If you want to plug any movies or events you got coming up, but are you
Well,
excited for any new horror movies that are coming out this year? Like the new Conjuring, there's a new Saw coming out.
Conjuring,
Right?
I saw Hell Comes Home and it was shit. In my opinion, I don't know. I'm sorry. Like I think it was bad. I don't know. I mean, did I get
I
jump
didn't love
scared?
it. I
Did
didn't
I get
love
jump?
it.
I got jump scared. Yes, but like that werewolf looked like ass. That was so bad. I'm sorry. If anybody thinks that looked good, I'm sorry. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. There's good parts actually to it, but oh, sorry. Horror movies that are coming out. I know there's one called Underwater that I have not seen. That some people are actually pleasantly surprised by, like saying it's actually pretty decent. So you're saying there's a new Conjuring movie? I don't know what horror movies are coming out this year. Can you guys act? Oh, actually, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, what horror movies are coming out?
Well, there's a new Halloween coming out as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, well, I don't know anything about that movie, so I have no clue what they're gonna do.
It won't matter. It won't be as good.
Well, I don't know. Do you guys think it will be as good, or it might be better? Maybe I don't know.
I don't
Obviously,
know.
we're gonna have it.
I don't know. Brian has some issues with it, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm a big fan of the franchise, not as big as one of the other co-hosts that we have here, but I think that I was complaining about it in our group chat today, like, because I saw some pictures of the new movie and the new set coming up, and it just had, a whole bunch of shots of it looked like it was going to just be in Haddonfield Memorial Hospital again, just like the old Halloween 2. And so I thought, why are we redoing the
Remake.
same movie again, and then why are we if you spent so much time and effort to make sure that you are discrediting all the other Halloween movies to not make Laurie and Michael brother and sister, then okay, that's great, but now we're moving on for the next 3 movies and we're still following the Strode family, and so what's the difference, I guess, is what I was kind of.
The third movie is gonna have pumpkin masks. Then
There you go. Exactly. And it won't even have Michael Myers in it.
I agree. I agree. I feel like it's almost as if like remember like when the Force Awakens came out, it obviously reminisced like A New Hope.
Yep. Yep.
Obviously Halloween 2018. Why do they call it Halloween? That's my question.
That was exactly what I said. I
Like
think
what?
what
Like wait. So if you delete all the movies. If it's Halloween like the first one, and then so it's Halloween. The second one's called Halloween, guys.
yeah, exactly.
What are you doing? That makes no sense to me. So I guess people
Exactly.
call it Halloween 2018, but
Yep,
then
they
that's
do.
a remake. Then it sounds like a remake, but it's not a remake, but it kind of is a remake. So
Exactly.
confused. And then yeah, you're saying that, like it's almost following the same lines as like Halloween 2, which is like come up with your own ideas, guys. Come on. I feel like they're running out of ideas.
Exactly. 100%. That's exactly what I was saying.
Not only are they making another Halloween movie, they're not even like making their own Halloween movie. I don't know. I feel like that's.
See, I always thought it could. I heard the title Halloween Returns, so I was hoping that this movie that you were in was going to be called Halloween Returns. Was it called that while you guys were
Oh,
shooting it, or was it just always called Halloween?
Halloween 2018.
Yeah. See, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Like, hey, it's not as bad as Halloween H2O though. I don't know. I feel like that's a really. I was always very confused about why it was called H2O. Like, I get it's Halloween 20 years later,
Right.
but it's almost like the rest. Like, it's almost like a pun, right?
Oh, it's 100% right. And then the water part of that pun doesn't even make sense.
But the H2O part, yeah, the actual like it meaning water, that makes zero sense.
Right.
So like, it was like a weird pun that didn't work. I don't know. But no, yeah, the title's weird. If it's called Halloween Returns, it makes less sense almost. Now that this one, I don't know. Yeah.
All
What would
right,
they
buddy.
call it?
This is a lot. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What would you guys call the like if you were to rename the one I was in? What would you call it?
Oh, Halloween Returns. That's what I would have called
And then what would you call the sequel to it?
Oh, it doesn't even matter. At least it's not going to be Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. So,
See, the thing is, I mean, the return of Michael Myers would be a good name, but that's already been taken. Or,
yeah.
True.
I mean, it's like that's why I was telling him. It's like because a lot of us didn't like the Doctor twist, where he kills Officer Hawkins or whatever. But it's like there's been so many damn sequels in this franchise. It's like if Michael just escapes off the bus, he just escapes the psych ward, that's just Rob Zombies all over again. So it's kind of I feel like they just kind of I don't know. They had a fan theory of why not Laurie Strode be the one who caused that bus wreck? When she was drinking and driving at the dinner or whatever, and she was drunk that night. They kind of had the theory of why not her be the one to run him off the road. That would be kind of a good twist. I would like that.
That
But
would have been kind of like she was just like drunk and she's like, I have a bad feeling, and then of course, out of like karma or some shit, like then that stuff goes down,
Exactly.
Yeah, but then if that were to happen, I don't know if you'd have a role in this movie or not.
True.
That's true.
Yeah. My scene needed to happen for the movie to have, like, if my scene wasn't in there, like, I guess they would have to have a whole new reason for him. That's kind of cool though, to say like I was the rising action, I guess you can say,
There
of
you
the
go.
movie.
Exactly.
Getting the right is when things started to actually, like, you're like, oh shit, Michael's back. Like that's when everybody knew he's back to kill some bitches, So yeah.
So the last question we have for you is: are there any upcoming movies, projects, events for you that you just want to plug?
So no jobs yet. Do you guys see the movie The Dirt by chance?
I have
I have
not.
not.
Okay, it's a Motley Crue movie. I'm in that. I'm in like the first 5 minutes. I play Nikki Six, so
Oh,
go check it
nice.
out. I have a wig on in that though. Um, and I did like a little short, like a indie short film, whatever. No one can really see it though. It's kind of like a private weird thing. Uh, but no, I don't have anything right now to look forward to. It is pilot season right now, and it's super hard to get jobs. Especially, I'm in a weird age where like I'm not 18, and I look
Yeah.
too 13, but I also look too young to play 16 and 17. So it's like, and like they'll go for like an over, like if you're 18, you get it's less money for them, basically.
Oh, okay.
Um, so yeah, they get like, I mean, you see high school movies all the time. They have like 25-year-olds playing kids and stuff, right?
Right.
So no, but like literally, like I've been doing an audition like every day in my room, and I'm part of like the Paradigm Agency, which is based out of New York City. So like I have the guidelines for success, but it's just a matter of like landing one of those big jobs, and I'm just making connections really so far. But yeah, that's basically it.
Well, that's cool, man. Well, we want to thank you again for being on the show. I hope I didn't annoy you too much DMing you. I was just trying to, get everything,
Oh no,
straightened up.
I talk too much, so it's okay.
Oh, you're good.
That's
Hey,
why
we
it's
really. Go ahead, Brian. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say thank you for being on, man, and good luck. I know you'll do fine. Actually, it's probably as soon as we post this out there, man, somebody's going to pick you up right there for the next
yeah,
job.
maybe.
Hey, bud, we appreciate you taking your time out for us, being on the show, and best of luck to you in all your future endeavors.
Yeah, thank you guys for reaching out to me, and best luck to you guys too.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it, man.
Hey, cool.
And just want to remind everybody to don't go out there.